Hello my tarot lovers, I'm back with another video about tarot analysis for the Luigi Mangione's case. I think this is the 7th video that I'm doing. This one is gonna focus on the coming hearing for the federal court on the 19th of March. So here I'm going to focus on what had happened so far, what we know so far, if actually the federal hearing is going to go ahead or is going to be cancelled, because the Pennsylvania hearing was cancelled, and I remember in previous readings that I saw cancellations and delays. So for the federal hearing, I want to focus on what is happening so far and how that is going to affect the federal hearing. So say that a very special mention and thank you to Aga, to Iforus, to Sheila Fernandez, to Ciru Maggio, to Fairy, to Gypsy, to Peace Eyes, Alexia Torres, to Apple Sam, to Hakemate, Randomusier, and Andu Sanchez for all your messages, likes, comments, questions, for you guys to be there. Thank you very much. And also, I want to mention that some of you, I know you guys have shared this video. Sometimes he has been successful at sharing it in other platforms like Reddit, but sometimes not. So I have the feeling that these videos are getting shadow banned somehow. So I have to be careful about which expressions I put across in these videos. Let's see what happens if more people seen it, or if it's getting no much views or no much recognition or things, because this is a very delicate case at the moment. So say that let's start with the reading for the New York federal hearing to see what we have there. Before that, what we know so far is that Mr. Thomas Dickey, the attorney of Luigi in Pennsylvania, is saying that evidence should be suppressed. Luigi Mangione is alleging that the DNA was unlawfully taken. But there is another characteristic in this case that is raising a lot of questions, because Luigi Mangione was detained unlawfully. But not only that, he was detained in the morning, and the famous manifesto and the gun was registered at the police like 5 or 6 hours after his detention, this unlawful detention. So this raised a lot of questions, because if you detain somebody, whether it was unlawfully or not, but you seize their property and you don't register their property only after a few hours, correct me if I got this information right or wrong, but this is what I have heard, that the actual things they take from Luigi, they have not been recorded or registered like 5 or 6 hours after detention. Thomas Dickey is also alleging that so it's so many things that I get like so confused. So unlawfully detained, what they seize from him, Thomas Dickey want to suppress all the evidence. They say that they have to be suppressed, because in legal terms it sounds like food of the poisonous tree. I think what it means is this evidence has been planted, and we have been looking at in the readings things like that, like planted evidence, problems, So because of all this that is happening now, maybe the federal hearing is going to be cancelled as well, to be for another date. Another question that I also have is whether it's the defense from New York or from Pennsylvania, they writing to the prosecution, and the prosecution are taking a lot of time to respond, what is also not very normal. If somebody requests something or asks for something, why you say, oh, you need to have 10 more days to respond? Nothing of this case makes sense. So now that I have put on the table the questions that I want to make in this video, let's get on with it. Wow, the opening. The opening is to look at, in general terms, how is the energy around Luigi Mangione's case. I would say like Luigi is fighting, and Luigi see that he got international support. I think Luigi is finding a lot of support outside his own, let's say, limits, beyond his own limits. But here is a surprise with the Tower. I got the feeling that there is a huge potential for Luigi Mangione to walk free, or for at least a lot of cancellations to happen within this case. This must be Luigi, and this must be the fighting starting now with the Page of Wands. But he got the world. And with the world and the Tower, something is starting to get shape, but something is broken down to the ground. So whatever perceptions, the more we get into this case, whatever perceptions we have made in the beginning, all those perceptions will be broken down in pieces. So this case is only, I would say, it's only getting started, but it could also end very quickly or drastically. And then the world is 21, 21 is 3, 16 of the Tower is 7, 7 and 3 is 10, the Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune is things that happen, sometimes even unexpected or unpredictable things that happen. It also calls for movement, for evolution, for progress, for opportunities. So here could be like a lucky strike for Luigi Mangione's case, like something completely unexpected and different. Now that I have covered the opening, let's have a look at what Luigi Mangione in Pennsylvania and that, Mr. Daiki are alleging and saying, and how that is gonna influence the federal hearing. I'm gonna ask how it's gonna play for Luigi that there is an unlawful detention, because sometimes, you know, when something is serious and they're really after the person, whether it was unlawful or not, maybe the case it will go ahead. But let's see first of all how that detention will play for Luigi. I think it can actually play well. So we have the Temperance. This is the communication, invisible communication, but also is kind of like a special figure. Luigi could feel that this Luigi and his defense, his attorneys, he could feel that this could play well for him. And we have the 7 and the 6 of Cups. So, and the total number here is 14 and 6 is 20, 27. 27 is 9, 9 is the Hermit. Okay, they know that only with this, no, there is more things. But they believe that, you know, even that it's not a strong thing, it could be helpful, it could be beneficial with other things, because we have the 6, we have the 7. We have the 6 and we have the 7. We have the Cups in verse. Then, why they register the manifesto and the guns in the sizing of property from Luigi, why they took so long to register that, like 5 hours or something like that. This evidence, this manifesto, these things that they registered later on, this is not going to work well for the prosecution. This is going to bring problems to the prosecution, but big problems. There is always a female behind the scenes, an important female here behind the scenes. But communication, something that was said. I think they were doing that and they knew they were doing something wrong. And 10 and 3 is 13 is the death card. They wanted to end with this as soon as possible, and there is a repercussion. The evidence doesn't look good. That they register those evidence 5 hours later. It doesn't look good at all. Not for Luigi, but for them. The ones who collected those evidence is going to have repercussion, and not very good. Not a very good repercussion. Let's see how that is going to play for Luigi. Look, this is the lady from, the attorney from New York. It's going to play good for New York. It's going to help. Whether it's in the federal hearing, it's going to help that the evidence, look, 10 of Swords, Page of Swords, 3 of Swords, the caps that connect with the detention. Both attorneys are saying the same thing, that it was an unlawful detention, that all this evidence are wrong. And then we have 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. Okay, how can I say? It's gonna play well, but they still have to fight a lot. Luigi's defense still have a lot to fight. It's like almost like David and Goliath, you know? The whole system against what they're saying. That is, I think it's true what they're saying. But they still have to fight. They still have to defend. They still have to protect themselves. Or protect Luigi in this case. Now, let's see the DNA. Because the latest thing we have heard, it is about the DNA. That DNA was planted. What happened with that? Look, the drink. Mr. Dickey is saying that while Luigi was detained unlawfully, they give him a drink. They offer him a drink, and that they got the DNA through that drink. And here we have the 4 of Cups, the hand offering the drink. This match, this is unbelievable, but this card, the 4 of Cups, you know, this is Luigi. He was a bit like, what is happening here? What I'm detained? What is going on? And them offering the drink. And the Judgment. And the traveling. This was coming up in previous readings. The crossing of estates. I think it could be that they have taken the DNA to see if they match with the DNA they have from New York. Because here is the crossing of estates, and here is the Judgment, what is analyzing something. 2026, 30. But we come back to communication. Here is a strong communication, a strong message. I think they wanted to prove something. So I don't take the DNA to maybe to analyze it, but to prove something, to prove what I'm saying. To prove what I want to put forward. You know, sometimes people, they look for evidence to prove what they're saying, not to find the truth, but to prove what they're saying. And this sounds like it. How that is going to play for Luigi? Okay, it could play well. It give him, Luigi, some sort of somewhere where to stand, some sort of security, especially when there is being a lot of insecurities at court. So Luigi is sure about this. Look, Luigi here holding the cup. He is sure about this. He's convinced about this. He knows this is like this. Dealing with the court, but of course there is being a lot of insecurities, but putting this as the fruit from the poisonous tree, I think it gives him some sort of security or stability with the Four of Pentacles. So he got some ground where to stand. This is important. 5, 9, 10, 13, 4. Yes, it gives him some sort of some encouragement or something to fight for. One question, why is the prosecution taking so long or asking for more time to respond to the defense? Why those delays? Okay, I think the prosecution, they have rushed from the detention, from the evidence, from the DNA, from many things. With the 8 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands, there is being a rush, a lot of energy, and overly confident. The 6 of Wands is about being confident. You have a victory. You're holding a victory with a bay leaf wreath. If you see, that is a symbol of victory from ancient times. So I think the prosecution rushed everything. They were overly confident. They were like, oh, this is done, but this is not the case. So they are struggling now. They are really struggling. They're still in a strong position compared to the defense, but they are struggling with the request of Luigi. Now, let's see, is this going, all this what is happening lately since the New York hearing, the cancellation of the Pennsylvania one, is this going to affect on the 19th of March federal hearing? Let's have a look. Wow, so interesting. I don't think this one will have cancellation. It could have delays. It could have delays, but I think something is happening this 19th of March. Something is happening, and it's an important charge there. I don't think it will be cancelled as the Pennsylvania. We have the King of Swords, the High Priest, and the World. It could be delayed. It could be delayed. But I think all what is happening now is definitely having an impact. Especially this could be the defense. The defense got something important to say here. So if this goes ahead, what I think it will be, I think it will go ahead. You know, it got the World there, so I think it will be ahead. But, you know, the previous one has been cancelled, and this is the most important one. And it's definitely important because it got the High Priest with the King of Swords and the World. This is massively important. So, let's see now, this hearing, if it goes ahead, how is the energy? How is the energy for the prosecution? Ooh. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. My friends. Okay, the prosecution, the defense. Oh, the defense, they are going to fight. The defense, they are going to fight. Okay, the prosecution at the federal hearing. The prosecution are very nervous, extremely nervous, extremely overwhelmed. A lot of pressure on top of them. They are still confident that they can win this. They are still confident that they got a chance here, but they are extremely nervous and how can I say, tied up, It's almost like they are betting for something to happen. 15, 19, 20, 28, 10, the Wheel of Fortune. Yes, this is the sensation I have, like they are, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's almost like they are betting for something to happen. And then the defense is very different. They got something, it's not very big. They got different things. They don't got just one little thing. They got different things and they're gonna fight. I think they are definitely looking at the evidence, and they are definitely looking at or requesting those evidence. And also, defending or attacking the prosecution about the detention. The detention, the evidence, they are going to fight. And 7 and 7 is 14. 14 is the temperance, and the temperance brings some sort of truth communication. Some sort of communication that sounds truthful to what they're defending. Now, let's see how is Luigi. How is Luigi for this federal case? He's a bit more relaxed. Luigi is very aware that he got support, and he got massive support, and he is aware of that. He knows the support that he's receiving is growing and growing and stronger by the day. I think all what is being happening about the documental, about all the things that, awful things that have been happening, not allowing him to have a fair trial and all these things, I think he is aware that this is accumulating on his favor. So he's a bit more relaxed, a bit more confident, a bit more, let's say, strong. Even that the federal case obviously is the worst one for what you guys have told me. So let's count here: 8, 10, 19, 20, the judgment. Okay, he's ready for whatever it comes. I think Luigi is ready for whatever it comes. Now, let's see how the judge is going to be. How the judge is going to be. Oh, the evidence. I could say that maybe there is a small hearing, but not a big one, because look, the 5 of Swords, 6 of Pentacles, and 8 of Pentacles. The evidence, this is all about the evidence, not just about the detain, unlawful detain, or DNA as well. This is all about the evidence. There could be like a postponement or a second hearing. I don't think after this hearing they will go straight away to trial. I think there is another hearing for the federal. And the evidence, the main thing is some evidence. I don't think all the evidence will be allowed for court, but some evidence will be suppressed. Some things could be suppressed. 8, 10, 16, 17, 18, 19. Ooh, the sun is light. The sun is light and clarity and truth and all these things. I think the judge is definitely going to be looking at things seriously. And I'm going to repeat the same thing. I think some evidence will be suppressed for the federal hearing. I think it will, or it could be the whole case cancel the whole thing done. But let's see the outcome of this. Oh, the Ten of Cups reverse. Well, we're gonna read the reverse. This is not the end. Whether it's the prosecution and defense. Look, the Ace of Swords, the Knight of Swords, prosecution and defense, and the people in the middle. The people in the middle, the people upside down. The outcome, 10, 17, 18. 18 in this case is a lack of clarity or a lack of real evidence. It all seems to be very dreamy, very deceitful. Especially when the cups are upside down, things are deceitful. So I think it got a big potential that this case could be against Luigi could be thrown out. It got a big potential, or at least that many of the evidences that the prosecution is putting across, they will be dismissed or suppressed or something. I think there is more things to come. I don't think it will be like, oh, there is about detention and this and that. No, there is more hearings and more things to be discussed. But there is still a lack of clarity on a lot of things. So now let's see the mainstream media after this, what they're gonna say. The mainstream media, they are always confident it's Luigi. They always twisting things, so they look at things, they see things, but they twist them in their own interest. Look, the Nine of Cups, the King of Wands, the Nine of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Two of Wands in the past. So they're gonna be looking closely at this case, but I always see them, you know, provoking, provoking, especially with the people that also follows Luigi Mangione or supports Luigi Mangione. But now I don't think 9, 10, 14, 15, and the total is the devil. I think they're gonna find it more difficult and more difficult and more difficult of being not giving the benefit of the doubt to Luigi. I think it's becoming more difficult. They can paint it in different colors, but I think the evidence are there. Now let's see the public opinion. Look, the public opinion wants Luigi free. They don't want Luigi detained. They don't want Luigi, they want Luigi free. And the more the people know about the evidence, the more the people know about what is been happening behind the scenes, that this is kind of like a punishment rather than a court case. This looks more like a punishment for something, for the rich people, obviously. But the public opinion is very much behind Luigi. They see Luigi as a special character. And whether, for example, if it was Luigi who did it, he got an unfair trial. If it wasn't Luigi who did it, he's obviously a martyr. Yeah, because all what they doing to him. And also, 12, 17, so 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, the public opinion are about the evidence, that how those evidence were, you know, if this evidence have been changed upside down, if it actually was Luigi. Many people have got questions. Many people got questions. So, anything else that we need to know? Look, Justice, the Chariot, and the Ace of Cups. There, I'm gonna say it again, there is a big potential for Luigi to walk home, to get back home, or maybe to pay a minimum sentence. there is a big potential because I think the justice is next to Luigi, is with Luigi. I'm pretty sure that the judge and everybody else got a lot of pressure for this case. But one thing I have is maybe Luigi is not the suspect that they should be looking at, or how they have done everything. It could be putting Luigi in a place that he could walking away back home. So this is the reading for the New York federal hearing, if it happens. And thank you very much for watching, and watch the next video because there I'm going to focus on other questions. For example, questions that you guys asked. What was Luigi doing 6 months prior to the detention? This is one thing that I want to ask. How is his family now? Other things that you guys have, questions that you guys have raised. So I see you all in the next video, and don't forget to subscribe, because if these videos are getting shadow banned, it's very important that you guys subscribe, like, comment in this video, and share it on Reddit, share it wherever you can, so this reading can go the views and the attention or recognition that this have. So thank you very much for being here, and I see you in the next video. Mwah!